be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633.
What's your home worth? How can you compare local real estate agents? And how do you get MLS listings for the entire country? If you're thinking of buying a home to take advantage of a tax credit or selling your house, you first need to see an incredible website called HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com will help you find a realtor to buy or sell a home. It's so easy, and best of all, it's free. At HomeGain.com, you can compare realtors anonymously, receive customized proposals, see consumer reviews, then select the best realtor for you. Go to HomeGain.com and get an instant home value estimate, view comparable homes, and check out street views. HomeGain.com has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and contains a wealth of information, like their home improvement tool that helps you determine which home improvements to make to increase your home's value. See the top 12 home improvements right now at HomeGain.com. That's HomeGain.com. Look for Max, the orange HomeGain gorilla, to help you find a realtor or with any other real estate needs you might have at HomeGain.com, your real estate connection.
This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator that produces pure drinking water right from the humidity in the air. No, this isn't science fiction. It's very real. I know because I use one every day in my own home, and it's available right now to you. Because you know exactly where your water comes from with Ecola Blue, you'll know what's in your cup. Clean, great-tasting water without all the pollutants. Get your family off the grid today by ordering your own Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator for your home or business. Their best seller, the Ecola Blue 28, produces up to 7 gallons of water every day. The Ecola Blue 28 is easy to use and economical. Generate your own pure water from the humidity in the air. This system is free of chemicals and uses a multi-stage filtration system, including reverse osmosis, carbon filters, and ultraviolet lights. Order now and claim your water independence today by calling Ecola Blue at 1-800-691-6043. That's 1-800-691-6043. Or visit Ecola Blue on the web at www.ecoloblu.com today.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, get ready for the news blitz, ladies and gentlemen. I think the most important story we're looking at is more than just a story. It's a fact of systematic, coordinated genocide. And we have it from the Club of Rome, the IMF, the World Bank, Council on Foreign Relations, countless modern eugenicists that they want to cut off industrial development to the third world that will result in untold starvation, death, and misery. Obama administration orders World Bank to keep third world in poverty. That's exactly what State Department Memorandum 200 said in 1973. More starvation and death guaranteed by blocking poorer countries from building coal-fired power plants. China builds, 2 or 3 a week. The United States doesn't. It's incredible. Under the proverbially fraudulent and completely corrupted justification of fighting global warming, the Obama administration has ordered the World Bank to keep developing countries underdeveloped by blocking them from coal-fired power plants, ensuring that poorer countries remain in poverty as a result of energy demands not being met. Even amidst the explosive revelations of the United Nations IPCC issuing reports on the Himalayan glaciers and the Amazon rainforest littered with incorrect data, the U.S. government has stepped up pressure, that's a quote, on the World Bank not to fund coal-fired plants in developing countries, reports the Times of India. The order was made by U.S. Executive Director of the World Bank, Whitney Debevoise, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, who represents the United Nations in considering all loans, investments, country assistance, strategy, budgets, audits, and business plans of the World Bank entities, World Bank Group entities. See, when they go into a third world country and they give them compounded interest of over 30%, where $1 billion famously in Nigeria became 40 and then 50 and then 60 billion, or $2 billion in Brazil becomes 30 plus billion. When they go in there, they then make the IMF and World Bank give them our tax money, and then they're told who they can spend it with companies controlled by the IMF and World Bank. I mean, it's incredible. This is empire. This is how they operate. And it's an open secret. This is publicly admitted. That's why the third world didn't go along with the Copenhagen Treaty, because they actually read it. And they had to make right at, it was like 49%. No, I mean, it was right at double. I guess that would be right at 95% above the cuts. So almost double that the United States and Europe had to make. By preventing poor nations from becoming self-sufficient and blocking them from producing their own energy, the Obama administration is ensuring that millions more will die from starvation and lack of access to hospitals and medical treatment. Not only does strangling the energy supply to poorer countries prevent adequate food distribution and lead to more starvation, but hospitals and health clinics in the third world are barely even able to operate as a result of the World Bank and other global bodies ordering them to be dependent on renewable energy supplies that are totally insufficient. A prime example appeared in the documentary, The Great Global Warming Swindle, which highlighted how a Kenyan health clinic could not operate a medical refrigerator as well as the lights at the same time because the facility was restricted to just 2 solar panels. There's somebody keen to kill the African dream. And the African dream is to develop, said author and economist James Shikawati, I don't see how a solar panel is going to power a steel industry. We are being told, don't touch your resources, don't touch your oil, don't touch your coal. That is suicide. And see, that's what De Beers and Oppenheimer do in Africa with a 90+%, they say it's like 95% or more, total monopoly over diamonds. Almost a complete monopoly. Because they lay on the ground in Africa. They lay on the ground in Arkansas. They lay on the ground in many areas of Brazil, alluvial. And it's the same thing. By not letting us have clean-burning coal that's in Utah, by laying that off, it more than doubled the only other major clean coal deposit in China, which they're all mining. And Clinton did that. I mean, there's just millions of examples. I mean, it just goes, it's endless. I mean, it is millions of examples of how big corporations rig everything to their benefit. And they use government to do it. The program labels the idea of restricting the world's poorest people to alternative energy sources as the most morally repugnant aspect of the global warming campaign. That's the whole point of it. It's eugenics, to kill these people. Obama administration orders World Bank to keep third world in poverty, ladies and gentlemen. That's the article. It continues. As we had previously highlighted, the implementation of policies arising out of the fraudulent fear-mongering and biased studies of global warming is already devastating the third world, with a doubling in food prices causing mass starvation and death. Poor people around the world are being killed in large numbers by starvation as a result of climate change policy. The climate skeptic Lord Monckton told the Alex Jones Show last month, due to the huge areas of agricultural land being turned over to growth of biofuels, quote, take Haiti, where they live on mud pie with real mud costing 3 cents each. That's what they're living on, rather they're dying on, said Monckton, relating how, when he gave a speech on the subject, a lady in the front row burst into tears and told him, I've just come back from Haiti. Now, because of the doubling in world food prices, they can't even afford the price of mud pie, and they're dying of starvation all over the place. As a National Geographic report confirmed, with food prices rising, Haiti's poorest can't afford even a daily plate of rice, and some must take desperate measures to fill their bellies by eating mud, partly as a consequence of increased global demand for biofuels. In April 2008, the World Bank president, Robert Zoellick, admitted that biofuels were a significant contributor to soaring food prices, a global doubling, that have led to riots in countries such as Haiti, Egypt, the Philippines, and even Italy. They've got riots going on right now, the last 2 weeks in Italy. We estimate that a doubling of food prices over the last 3 years could potentially push 100 million people into low-income countries deeper into poverty, he stated. Even if we are to accept the fact that overpopulation will be a continuing problem in the third world, the very means by which poor countries would naturally lower their birth rates, and the Royal Commission from England shows that, would be by allowing them to develop their infrastructure, is being blocked by the global institutions who craft policies designed to keep the third world in squalor and poverty. This goes to the very heart of what the real agenda behind the global warming movement really is, a Malthusian drive to keep the slaves oppressed and to prevent the most desperate people on the planet